Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today we have even more Warlock spell graphic updates to go over. Now, in the previous build, we did get an update to Demonbolt's travel animation and a few other spells as well. If you were looking closely, however, you might have noticed that Hand of Gulgan was having some of the same cubes appear that were appearing with the casting of Shadowbolt right before it got an update. Well, I've got good news for you all, and that news is that both Hand of Gulgan and Shadowbolt received new and updated spell animations. Now, if you look closely, you can see small green flecks of fel coming off the Shadowbolt while it's traveling to its target. Another thing you might notice as well is that it does not just travel in a straight trajectory anymore, but curves a bit to the left and right while traveling to its target, and while it's a pretty subtle change, I think it actually does add a good bit to the spell. It just goes to show that even smaller changes can make a pretty big difference overall. The new Hand of Gulgan animation is pretty awesome. I will admit that I did not want to get too excited about a potential change last build when the cube started appearing, as I had not heard anything at all about Hand receiving an overhaul, but I'm super glad it did. I really like how the actual imps it summons jump out of the impact location as well, and if you listen closely you can actually hear the audio update received to its impact as well. Now, while we're talking about Hand of Guldan and our wild imps, I also wanted to mention and point out that they have also received a change. If you look closely, you can see that they now have an orange, purple, or tan tinting to them, and they also glow with purple and green flames. I have to admit that even though the Shadowbolt and the wild imp changes are pretty small, they make such a huge difference, and it really does look awesome having your flaming purple imps following you around. Implosion also received a graphic update, and while it might not be as easy to see in large trash bowls of sorts, it's pretty easy to see here. I'm loving the green and purple explosion effect that comes from all of your wild imps, well, I guess you could say basically imploding, and hope it's easier now to see in dungeons and large AoE trash bowls than it was before. Bilescourge Bombers received a graphic update as well, and even though I've not run the talent as much as others as of late, I still really like the graphic update to it. I think the most recent update also really gives it an actual bomber type of feel, if you will, as before it was not nearly as impactful visually. And last but certainly not least is that we also have a destruction graphic update to your Infernal, which is now exclusive to destruction as well. When your summon Infernal now lands, it does so with a larger and more impactful, well, impact. I'm a big fan of this graphic change as well, and I think it would look absolutely amazing if Lord of Flames, which is Destruction's weapon trait that summons 3 Infernals instead of 1, was carrying over from Legion, but sadly that's not the case. Either way, it was time for some sort of change to Destruction's Infernal, and I'm glad to finally see it. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the newest graphic changes and what your favorite is so far. I have to admit that I'm a pretty big fan of the Bilescourge Bombers change, but Hand of Gulgan is a very close second. Remember to smash those like, share, and subscribe buttons if you want to see more WoW and BFA content, as your support really helps. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you all pretty soon in Battle for Azeroth. Peace.